NBA breakout players, we see them every season. Last year, it was Jeremy Grant, Christian Wood, Mikal Bridges, and Julius Randle. The year before, it was Luka Doncic, Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum. So in today's video, I'm giving you guys the 10 most likely candidates to break out during the 2022 season. Ranking from 10 to 1, I think maybe 1 has the highest chance at winning the Most Improved Player award, as 10, the least likely chance. And yeah, let me know who you guys think is going to break out this season and is going to finally just, be either a star or a really good player in this league. Let me know down below. And if you guys do enjoy the videos, feel free to drop a thumbs up, and let's get right into this. Coming in as the 10th best player to break out next year on my list, we have Terrence Mann of the Los Angeles Clippers. So Terrence Mann wasn't too involved in the Clippers lineup last year during the regular season. And it really wasn't till Game 6 against the Utah Jazz where he broke out in the playoffs, dropping 39 points and hitting 70% of his threes and going 15 for 21 in the field. And he's still incredibly young, only 24 years old. He was a second-round pick in the 2019 draft. And I think a big reason could be why he could break out next year is because of the Kawhi Leonard injury. He will not be playing for at least the first 75% of the season. Maybe we see him come back in March or April, but I doubt it. It's going to be the Terrence Mann show at the 3. And there was some guard minutes freed up in the Eric Bledsoe trade where they sent away Patrick Beverley and Rajon Rondo. Nicholas Batum is up there in age. Same with Marcus Morris. There will be injury problems with them. And Justice Winslow, we know how injury prone he has been throughout his career. So I think Terrence Mann has a prime opportunity to get 30 minutes a night, starting caliber minutes, and break out for the Los Angeles Clippers. Coming in at number 9, we have the only sophomore on this list, and that is Tyrese Maxiell of the Philadelphia 76ers. I absolutely love Tyrese Maxiell. I would take him top 10, no doubt about it, in a 2020 NBA redraft. And if they trade away Ben Simmons and Maxey has a more expanded role in the offense, I could see him averaging 12 to 14 points a game. He averaged 8 points a night in 15 minutes. Yeah, so if you transfer that to per 36, that's about 19 points a game. He shot well from the field at 46%. He shot all right from 3 at 30%, but I could definitely see that increasing in his second season after getting a full offseason. 2 assists in 15 minutes is pretty good as well, and I think this really comes down to if Ben Simmons gets moved, especially if it's not for a ball handler. Because if Tyrese Maxey's minutes go from like 15 to 28 next year, yeah, he's definitely going to be a breakout caliber player. Coming in at number 7, we have Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies. So Triple J had a very disappointing third season last year. He only played 11 games, which was a big disappointing factor. And in those games, he wasn't very good. 14.5 points, 42 from the field, 28 from 3. Averaging about 4 fouls per 23 minutes. So yeah, he'd be averaging 6 fouls per 36. But I think he has a great opportunity here playing another year with Ja Morant. He's going to be fully healthy throughout the offseason and to start the 2022 year. Jonas Valanciunas isn't there anymore. Now, this could work out in his favor or it could hurt him a little bit. I think it can really expand his offensive role and we could see maybe a career high in points because he was so damn good in 2020 where he was just lights out from 3 and he's 6'11". So I think the two factors are if he stays healthy and if he limits the fouls, I could see him averaging a career high close to 20 points per game this year and being a breakout player in this league. I don't know if I said Triple J was number 7. If I did, I apologize. He was number 8. So coming in at number 7, we have DeAndre Hunter of the Atlanta Hawks, who was pretty damn good last year in his sophomore season, averaging about 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, shot well from the field at 48%. And he was playing well against the Knicks in the playoffs before he got hurt. He had a really good closing out Game 5 where he had 15 points and shot 6 for 11 from the field. But another thing I love about DeAndre Hunter's game is his defensive mobility. This man is a stud on the perimeter. He's very smart. He has a high basketball IQ. I mean, he is almost 24 years old. He just knows where to be on the defensive side of the floor. He's an efficient scorer. I think he's going to up his playmaking a little bit this year, especially if we see injuries to maybe some of the veterans on that team like Danielle Gallinari and Clint Capella. I think he might be a lock for that third leading scorer on this team, and I wouldn't be surprised if he broke out enough where he was scoring more than John Collins a night. He has all the tools to average 20 points per game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and be a menace on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if it will come next year, but I think we'll see him break out in Season 3. So coming in at number 6, we have Kevin Porter Jr. of the Houston Rockets. KPJ's sophomore season in the league was pretty weird. He ended up getting traded from Cleveland to Houston because apparently somebody stole his locker and he threw food at a coach. It was really weird and bizarre because he showed a lot of promise in his rookie year and only went for some second round picks in his sophomore year because of the off the court issues, but we saw a little bit of that at USC during his 2019 season over there. But on a bad Rockets team, he showed some promise, 16.5 points, but the thing I really like the most about him was his 6.3 assists. And apparently, John Wall and the Rockets, Shams just reported this, that they're going to try to work on a deal to get John Wall out of Houston. So that is just going to open up more minutes for KPJ. We know definitely John Wall is not playing for them. Who knows if he's going to get traded, but they agree that they're not even going to let John Wall play this year for the Rockets. And this means KPJ is the starting point guard. He's going to be in that backcourt with Jalen Green. I think he can average more than 6 assists. And if he can get his efficiency up a little bit more, because he shot 42 from the field last year, 31 from 3. If he can get that up just a little bit more, he could actually be teetering with one of the best players under 25 years old. Coming in at number 5, we have OG Anunoby of the Toronto Raptors. Now, Anunoby broke out last year. I predicted this last year as well. He was in my most improved final candidates, but I think he can go a step further this year for the Raptors. Mainly because there's no more Kyle Lowry. So that's about, 15 points a night that has just opened up there. We know Scotty Barnes isn't going to probably average 15 points as a rookie. So I could see Anunoby going from about 16 points to 19 points next year. He's an elite three-point shooter, shooting about 39% last year on 6 attempts a night. I think he can increase that volume this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes about 8 to 9 threes a night. He's a good free throw shooter. He shoots well overall from the field. A great rebounder. A solid playmaker for his fit and style of play. And also, like DeAndre Hunter, a menace on defense. He is so goddamn good on the defensive end. I think he could take a next step this year and maybe be on an all-defensive team. So yeah, I predict OG Anunoby to average close to 20 points a night, shooting more threes and still shooting at a 39% clip and being on an all-defensive team. Yeah, I think he's breaking out once again in 2022. Coming in at number 4, we have another 3-year player, and that is RJ Barrett of the New York Knicks. RJ was so much better from his rookie year to his sophomore year. It is basically night and day. Now, main part of that is the new head coach, them getting Tom Tibbs last year. He was great under him. He went from shooting 32% from 3 as a rookie to 40%. He went 8% in that department. He went from 40% from the field to 44%. He went from 61% from the line as a rookie to 74%. That's a 13% increase. Incredible stuff. He averaged more rebounds, more assists, and obviously more points. He played every single game. He got better on the defensive side of the ball. And I think there's a possibility where RJ Barrett can be an all-star this season. I think we could see him score more than 20 points a night. I think he can up his playmaking, getting maybe to that 4 or 5 assist range. Because as long as he can keep that 3-point percentage clip at around 40% or even just below it and can increase that field goal percentage from 44% to maybe 46 to 47%, I think there's a solid chance he can at least be in the all-star conversation and get some votes on the ballot. Now, entering the top 3, we have another 3-year player. Notice a trend. We have Keldon Johnson from the San Antonio Spurs coming in at number 3. The main thing that everybody's talking about Keldon Johnson, he's probably the favorite to win most improved, is really just the opportunity and the volume he's going to get next year. There's no more LaMarcus Aldridge. There's no more Patty Mills. There's no more DeMar DeRozan. There is a really, and I mean really good chance that Keldon Johnson leads the Spurs in field goal attempts a night. He averaged about 10 a night last year. He could definitely get well over 20 a night next year. So if he could stay efficient like he's been in his first 2 years in the NBA, he's going to break out next year. Because you're giving somebody that has a career 58% true shooting percentage, which is just around league average, and you're going to give him 20 shots a night. This man is going to average around 7 to 8 rebounds. He's going to average around 3 to 4 assists because his usage is going to be just through the roof. But yeah, he's also going to average close to 20 points a night, which means if he goes from 13 to 20, he's an instant breakout star. Because who else is going to be getting shots there? Devin Vassell, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker. There's not a lot of high-volume shooters in San Antonio, so pretty much it's the Keldon Johnson show next year. And I actually love this prediction. Coming in at number 2, we have Caris Levert of the Indiana Pacers. Now, I bet you didn't expect to hear his name in today's video, but I'm all aboard the Caris Levert train next year. He averaged 20 points per game, for somebody that got traded mid-year, going from Brooklyn to Indiana and learning a whole new system over there. And oh yeah, recovered after cancer surgery on his kidney. This man is an absolute stud after going through all of that and still averaging 20 points a night and shooting 33% from three. I think there's a really good chance that Caris Levert leads the Indiana Pacers in scoring next year, and will be definitely getting some all-star recognition next year, because I think the Pacers are going to be a lot better than people expect them to be. And I see him being the best player on the Pacers next year. I think he's going to break out his age 27th season. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe get to that 23 to 25 point per game range, because I think it could definitely happen in Indiana, and I'm so excited to watch Levert play next year. And coming in at number 1, we have my most improved player pick. I had to put him at number 1, right? He's my most improved player pick. It would only make sense. So yeah, it's Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets. Porter Jr. didn't play at all during his rookie year due to some back injuries. He only started 8 games in his sophomore year, but he played 54 games in the starting rotation last season. And yeah, Jamal Murray isn't going to be there for the Nuggets to start the year. He averaged 19 points, 7 rebounds, and shot 44% from 3 and 54% from the field last year for the Nuggets. He was so good, but his volume is going to go up next year. He only took about 13 shots a night. I think that can go up to like 16 or 17. And I have a feeling Mike Malone is going to treat this offense completely differently with Porter Jr. as that number 2 than when Jamal Murray is there normally. So yeah, I think he's going to take a step defensively. I love his jump shot. I think he has one of the nicest jump shots in the league. And I could see him going from 19 points to 25. Yeah, I think he has that potential as long as he doesn't get hurt, because he is just lights out from the field, lights out from 3. He had a 66% true shooting percentage last year on a 22% usage. That is actually mind-blowing. MPJ is going to be so good this year. He's my most improved player pick. It's a lock for me, and he's coming in at number 1 on this list. So what'd you think of my list? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know down below what you agreed with or disagreed with. Do you also think Michael Porter Jr. is going to win most improved? Or are you on the Keldon Johnson, Kevin Porter Jr. wave? But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.